Yes. Activated.
Are we recording?
Yeah, there's going to be a time where you don't want to say it, and you're going to say it anyway. It's a prison of your own making, is what I'm saying.
You boys as prisoners of your own butts.
Prisoners.
Prisoners of your own butts.
Let's see.
Let us see. Let us see about the game news.
Mm-hmm. It's out there.
Mm-hmm.
Scrolling down. Sneak peek at the Flash's second season. Hoo, hoo, hoo.
Oh.
Hoo, hoo. Yeah, they wanted... IGN wants to tell me what Zura is selling this week, but I have to say, like...
Nah, not this week. I don't care anymore now.
Yeah, I don't...
I need that new shit.
Yeah, I'm ready. I feel like I did it.
Comes out soon.
Oh, yeah. It's imminent. But I mean, I feel like I destined
Yeah.
fully.
You crowed, you vaulted.
Yeah, I did all of it.
Yeah.
And I got in at exactly the right time. I got in when they had sanded off a bunch of edges
Oh, yeah.
that you had to endure. But now, like, what this dude is selling,
Yeah.
or like how many strange, like, I am done with that 100%. I'm not done with Destiny at all, but I'm going to come back when there's new shit.
Yeah, I'm waiting for 2.0, I think, at this point. The more Call of Duty I play at night, the more I enjoy it. I'm really starting to dig the traversal, and I'm getting better at it.
Did you find out if you can post up on the wall?
You can't.
Yeah, so
But you know what I am using now is glitch all the is
glitch attached to a specific...
Yeah, it's the...
What do they call them?
They call them...
What do they call their classes? Operatives?
Specialists.
Specialists. Something like that.
Yeah, each specialist has 2 special powers. So you can,
2?
Yeah, so you can choose one or the other.
I see.
You pick a specialist, then you pick their super. And glitch is the one I was playing with. And man, that is really fun because in my head I thought it was this thing where you leave a marker and then you run around and you come back to it.
Oh, yeah. I don't think you think of it ahead of time, right?
No, it's not like that. When you pull both those triggers, you just warp back a couple seconds in time.
Dude, that must...
It's like a League of Legends. It's like
exactly
a MOBA.
Yeah, that sounds fucking insane.
It is really nuts because you get in a firefight and then you warp back and in your head you're trying to remember, shit, where was I? I was on the stairs. Where would he be? And then you got to find him, right? Like, I don't know. It made for some really fun fights.
It's time travel.
Yeah.
Right?
And when you pull it off, like when you know you are going to pull it off, like when you know you're going to do it, and you can think ahead of where you're going to appear and where he's going to be.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so you sort of pop back in, and he's dead. It feels like a Time Lord.
Well, it's fun. I think it's fun even if... It's fun if you haven't planned it. Like, it's fun as a quick response.
It is, yeah.
And then as part of an actual plan, I imagine that's a totally different kind of fun.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, when you said about MOBAs, like, I was thinking about Smite.
Smart.
And then how you see the character, like it's third person, right? And then the camera angle is kind of like up and behind your character, but it's sort of facing down.
Yeah, it feels very boxed in.
Yeah, on purpose. I mean, I think they're trying to make visibility a really big deal.
Yeah,
and that's sort of that's like their core hook. But I don't know. I think if it were truly first person. Like if it were more like a traditional action game, but it had those awesome...
What's that Gearbox game?
Oh, totally.
That's what that is, right? I mean...
Yeah, well, I think that's one of the ways you can play that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like they're really playing up the PvE aspects too.
Right.
But honestly, like for me, when I think about that, like who could execute that best, obviously that would be a big jump for COD. And I think that COD players, they don't need that at all. I would love to see them experiment with it, but they don't need that at all.
It's funny because I was thinking about it last night as I was looking at these different specialists. Once you choose a specialist, that gives you that super down in the bottom right.
Yeah.
But beyond that, none of them play any differently. You still go and choose your loadouts.
Exactly.
Like you're still the same character. Whereas in Destiny, every class has a different jump and a complete skill tree. Like they all play really different.
Yeah, exactly. And those are all things that they're all things I think that keep people out.
Well, yeah, and in my head, I'm like, God, I could go for a lot more in these specialists. Like, give me a tree in there. But then I'm thinking at the same time, the average COD player probably doesn't want a skill tree on top of their loadouts. Like to
No.
them, that's their skill tree, right?
No, exactly. Their loadout, that's how the skill tree functions over there.
Right.
And honestly, especially when they part it out and give it to you over the course of the leveling process, I think it's actually, their process is just as interesting and powerful, and it's way more legible
Sure.
to the player too.
Yeah, yeah.
The people that could do this and do it exactly right and push this whole thing, I think it's got to be Respawn.
Yeah.
Right? I think that the game that can do this with a map that actually has the AI creep and
Right.
then a big objectives, I think that's Titanfall.
Well, yeah, I imagine that's Titanfall 2, right?
Yeah. I mean, when I think about, because first of all, AI creep in a shooter, turns out it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I gotta say, I am crazy excited about the Halo 5.
Oh yeah.
What's it called?
Exactly.
What mode is that?
It's,
The
it's
war
called
mode?
Warfare. Is
Yeah.
it?
That sounds really cool.
Halo Warfare. It's W something.
I know it's got a W in
Halo
there.
5.
Wombat. It's Wombat mode. That's what it is. I got it.
Warwick Davis.
What?
No. Halo Warfare. Well, anyway. Halo 5 Guardians.
It's cool. Coming out next
Campaigns,
month
Gameplay.
for the Xbox.
No, I want to know what it's called. God damn it. What's it called?
I don't know.
Warzone.
Warzone.
All right.
That's what it is. Yeah, that sounds really fun.
Well, yeah, and it's right there in the middle. Except, those characters, Spartans are still pretty heavy. They have some new traversal stuff that I like,
yeah.
but they're still pretty heavy. And I think that'll be really, really solid. Like
What-
that's right in the middle. But I think it goes even farther with completely custom maps end to end.
Oh, sure. With special objectives and
Oh, Jesus! Like that between the traversal and then the call downs.
yeah. The thing I loved in Titanfall about those creeps is you just feel so powerful. Like even as someone who's not great at those games,
You're a pilot.
yeah,
Right?
you're not that fucking guy. You're never the bottom.
No, and they're impressed too.
Yeah, you walk by and they're like, "Oh shit."
Fucking A, they tighten up, they kind of straighten out their shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you go at that a different way. I was thinking about how it works in Orcs Must Die, where there's two different types of champs basically in their take on MOBA, which is, again, it pushes it. Like they're doing weird shit in there with creep.
Yeah.
Most of that game is about manipulating creep because you have to manipulate creep to win. You don't do damage to the enemy base by hitting it. You do damage by making sure your creeps get in it,
I
right?
see. Yeah.
And so you're trying to do something fundamentally different there, and I like that. I mean, Dota plays around with manipulation of creeps a lot more than LoL does, but here, in Orcs Must Die, the Unchained one, you have heroes that are good at fighting, and you have heroes that are good at traps.
Traps, right?
Right, and the fighting heroes, they get some leadership, I think, or based on how you play, you're getting different types of resources. But I would like to see that too. I would like to see somebody like Kiko. Maybe in that he's spec'd in such a way that he's not calling down Titans.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe for him it's a little bit more of a tower defense thing. Maybe he's having them ship other shit that's manipulating the field. And then you have other people that are basically acting as heavy support in different types of Titans. I don't know.
Sounds pretty great, man.
I want to.
You're painting a picture. I like it.
I just want to see it. They're the ones that can do it because nobody knows what to expect from that, and their player base is okay with it being fucking batshit.
Yeah.
News post complete. We're activating the strip zone.
Strip time.
That's right.
Stripapalooza.
That's right. We're coming off of the Fig Strip, powerful imagery, psychedelic contexts,
Where do we go next?
neck mouths.
Where do we go from here?
Exactly. Scrolling.
Scrolling.
Seeing an article here about using the Oculus Rift's touch controller, and they're super impressed, and I'm not surprised by that at all. The controllers and the responsiveness of the controllers is a big part of what made the Valve demo work so well.
Yeah.
Basically, that multi-purpose. It can be anything inside the simulation, but in your hands, it just feels regular. and theirs is designed to be even like theirs is already wireless. I mean, that's the only thing about
The Valve demo had a bunch of wires.
Yeah,
but they're not going to be there in the final thing.
No. When that's done, it's going to be totally ready. There's not going to be a fanny pack.
No.
There's going to be no clipping.
No.
You know what I mean? When that thing's ready to ship, it's going to be gross. But holy shit. Like I'm cranked up to see this. And it's also cool. It's like Chew, when I say Chew, I mean Ronya.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with Ronya, she, you know, when she uses screen time, she mostly wants to watch shows. And I'm always trying to get her to play games, which is like a ridiculous thing. Like for a parent, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I wish my daughter played more video games. But it's true. It's true. I want her to be a part of this stuff. I want her to jump in.
You want her to go fishing with you.
Exactly, right? I want them to talk to me about trout. I want them to bring me their observations about trout.
Yeah.
But it's good now. We got Pokemon. We're ready to go. We're having fun. We play games where, you know, she can suggest puzzle suggestions and stuff like that. But she is the only other one in the family besides me that really liked the VR headset.
Mm.
Like for her, it was completely normal.
Yeah.
Like Elliot liked it, but got sick, and he played some. You know the one where there's that big asteroid that is coming toward the Earth at the very end of the demo.
Uh-huh.
That was just, it was too scary.
Uh-huh.
It was too scary for Elliot.
It's pretty nuts in there, yeah.
Right? And then Brenna just gets sick immediately.
Yep.
Elliot likes it, but gets scared and sick eventually. I can live in there, I think.
Yeah.
And Ronya just says "we" the whole time.
Yeah.
So,
I think that I tend to get sick after a little while, but I did not get sick in the Valve one.
no. And it's because it's reinforcing everything so well.
Yeah, so I think I used to say, oh well, I think VR makes me sick, but I don't think that's true.
Well, no, and the conversation that we had with Chet over there at Valve, I mean, a big part of that conversation was about the fact that that's one of their primary.
It can never make you sick.
That's right.
Yeah,
It's one of the primary design laws that
Right.
they have internally. If you bring something during the demo and it makes people sick, it's out.
right.
So you can design around it. If it's not performant, it has to get to a certain space. Everything has to reinforce the player's movement and position, right? And I think that standing up and moving around in a 3D
That helps.
space,
Yeah.
that's a huge part
Well,
of
because I think a lot of it is sitting at the desk and then that not matching
it.
what's going on in your head.
That's right. Having everything reinforced in these, or having it not reinforced,
Yeah.
and then just seeing all these, just feeling all those disparities, and then trying to make it match up and come to terms with it. It doesn't. Eventually, you lose that game.
Yeah.
Eventually, the stimuli clashes, and you feel like you want to throw up on their very expensive prototype. Let's see. So this is technically for Wednesday.
I mean, I have to draw it today. No, it has to go up. Well, I guess it have to go up Monday. No, it does. It has to go up Monday because I have to draw it today because I have to film it.
Oh, I see. And then the other strip will go up on Wednesday.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine, man. Are you excited about
What?
the panel that I've invented?
I'm kind of nervous about it actually.
Yeah, part of it,
I think it's an insane proposition, and I don't remember how I got roped into it.
I attacked you obliquely.
Yeah,
It's rare that I ask you to do stuff.
it is. Yeah, it's
You know-
rare that I agree.
Right. And so, I mean, that by itself, I think the request is just so rare. It's like it came from a different angle. You're like, whoa.
Yeah,
I do think it'll be fascinating, though, and I'll be very interested to see what we come up with.
yeah.
It's a very different type of panel. Like this, most panels, I think, they face out.
Yeah, this is gonna face in. What's gonna be like Ack Inc?
Exactly. This is more in the performance vein.
Mm-hmm. I'm just wondering how I'm gonna fit in terms of time. Like, if you guys are gonna start talking about mechanics, or you have to figure out a design. Like we have to start with a world building thing, which
totally.
I think is opposite of how you would normally design a game. Just because I need to start drawing right away.
Well, no, I think that once we have some, once they have some ideas about how it works,
Yeah.
then I think that you and I can template those interactions in a
Okay.
way that is interesting and novel. I think we might actually have to have some meat.
Yeah.
I think we have to have a little something, not much, but we have to have a core that we can interpret. And then once we've interpreted, I think basically it's going to be the Mike Krahulik sketch show while we hammer out the rest of the basics and I do some more world stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen anything like it. I don't know 100% if it's even a good idea,
Well, we'll see.
but it could be neat.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I came up because the panel is weird enough that it might be there might be a comic.
Yeah. That's true.
And-
I definitely have been thinking about it.
Exactly. I'm saying that we both have thoughts about this.
Yeah. Could have Selenker and I there, and like I have this idea for a panel at PAX. We're gonna create a game live on stage. Mike, you're gonna design it. Gabe, you're gonna do all the art.
So what are you going to do?
What are you gonna do?
Take credit.
Take all the credit. See, got this incredible idea.
I've got an incredible idea for a panel at PAX Prime. Mike Selenker, designer of...
Yeah.
the Pathfinder adventure card game and...
Yeah. And Gabe.
and countless others. You'll be handling the design. You will design a game from start to finish live on stage. Gabriel,
You will invent, design.
you will invent, design, and then draw an entire universe from scratch.
To support.
You invent, design, and ultimately create an entire universe, an entire visual universe.
Entire visual universe from scratch.
Yeah, under inconceivably tight conditions. Under inconceivably tight chronological restraints. So, what are you gonna do?
So then what are you going to do?
What the fuck are you gonna do? Right, that's Gabe, right?
Yeah. What the fuck
Like, I
are
don't
you
understand
gonna,
how this fucking happened.
What the fuck are you going to do on this panel?
So I'll watch both of you and nod gravely. He's basically in a project manager.
Managerial role.
Yeah, I think of myself as a facilitator. That's all great.
That's great. What the fuck are you going to do?
Yeah, great. What the fuck are you gonna do?
How long is the panel, do you know?
It's not long. It's only an hour. I mean, it really is just for fun.
Yeah.
I think that part of my plan for it is to demystify it. It's sort of like that podcast, right?
Uh-huh.
I want people do this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They do it. It happens. It's not mystical, or maybe it's mystical. I don't know. In its way, it's definitely strange to see where it all comes from, but it does come from people ultimately.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
I think it's the same reason people go to see live concerts, right?
Yeah, no, I take it back. Maybe there is something. There's definitely something ritual about it.
You like to see people who are good at something doing it.
Yeah, that's the thing that's weird about music, right? Is that you have to make it each time.
Yeah.
Even if it's done, you have to
Even if
make
it's done,
it.
you have to make it again on stage in front of everybody.
Exactly. You just have to keep making it.
Unless you lip sync, and then you just
Yeah,
bring
exactly.
like a tape.
Unless it's canned. That's it. You have canned and fresh.
Yeah. What the fuck are you doing on this panel? World building. What does that mean?
Yeah, world building in italics. Yeah, that's great. World building. Yeah, so I'll move your line. Yeah, that's great. The fuck are you gonna do? World building. What does that mean?
Really? Because it sounds like we're world building. Think of me as the foreman on this building project.
It's like, I don't know. It sounds like, kind of sounds like we're building the one.
Well, then I'm going to come in and make sure it's all up to code.
I mean, it's OSHA approved.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure that you have the ladders.
What are you going to do on this panel? Touch myself? Look at Reddit?
What's that?
Touch myself? Look at Reddit?
I'm going to look at Reddit on my phone.
I don't know. Look at Reddit? My phone? You guys do great.
There's the credit aspect too.
Yeah.
Just absorb accolades.
Absorb. What are you doing? Taking credit.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I think we had it right in the beginning. It
yeah.
has to be quick,
I wondered, right?
Especially if the other two are so
yeah, they're
robust.
so yeah. It's like yeah, great. The fuck are you gonna do?
I think Gabe's line even needs to be quicker too. I think it needs to be, yeah, and what are you doing? Or even quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what are you doing? Taking credit.
Yeah, it doesn't even need the bad word.
Yeah.
He has to be speaker. Yeah, and that Tycho face is gonna be what sells that, I think.
Yes, I got it.
Michael?
It's been a pleasure.
Victory!
When I cast the pot, it's like I cast the rod, keeping it hard like a motherfucker gas robot.
I'm reeling cod, today's fresh catch. I mean a podcast, something about nets.
Yes, it gets better when it's wetter. I'm fettered by my fish gear, catch and release, get in that crease when my fish near.
Talk about a plant best laid off that stray. And yes, I crave that tuna with his peck fin splayed. But while I'm glistening from the whole sea, you better listen into TLC.
I got that wild caught salmon. It's tender and it's moist.
Downloadable content, a podcast of choice.